So it's winter in South Florida. Today happens to be really nice, but there have been some cold days. Not super cold, but we have had temperatures in the 40s, and it can get down into the 30s. It's sometimes lower than that. So anyway, there's a general rule that I have that I just do not graft mangoes in the winter. The success rate is lower because of the cold weather sometimes, and also the scions that you use for grafting can actually produce flowers instead of leaves. So 2 strikes against grafting mangoes in the winter. But while we have 2 strikes against it, I have 2 situations that I actually do use for grafting mangoes in the winter. And one of these situations is demonstrated by this particular tree. The base of the tree is what remains of a huge Valencia Pride mango tree. Now, this tree had been growing for like over 20 years and had gotten really very large. Its roots go all over the place, and basically we didn't need this as another Valencia Pride tree. So I cut it back, and I've started to top work the growth that has been coming out. This is almost all Valencia Pride sprouts. I've grafted onto some of them, but what I've done with some of the older ones is I'm actually prepping scions, and I will use these scions once they're ready to graft on the, some shoots that have not been grafted yet. So why this works is that everything on this tree is growing incredibly quickly. There's a huge root system and a huge amount of food that is stored in the roots and in the trunks of the trees, the branches. It's just got a lot of, it really wants to grow a lot. And so basically when I graft onto anything, it takes fast, it grows fast. So it's sort of like if you put a lot of nitrogen on a mango tree that you wanted to fruit this year, the chances are that that tree will not want to flower and fruit. It will want to grow more. So this is, like that example in the extreme. I have a lot of confidence that there will be no flowers on this tree this year, and so I am using all of these little scions that I'm prepping to put this variety all over the tree. Well, here's the other exception to my don't graft mangoes in the winter rule. And basically, this baby pool is filled with a lot of mango seedlings. A couple years ago, I collected seeds from certain parts of certain trees that I thought possibly could have gotten pollinated by the neighbor tree, and then I've started to grow them out. And as you probably can see, I've got some scions in progress. None are ready to use right now, but I'm waiting for those buds to start forming. And I am not afraid of having those buds become flower buds, because these are very young seedling trees. And basically, if any of these flowered, I would have to contact the Vatican and report a miracle, because seedlings just do not produce flowers this quickly, especially when there's no other incentive, no special concoction that I'm putting on the trees. And so anyway, it will be the scions are not ready yet. I wait until I see some nice buds forming, but after these buds start forming, no matter what the weather, unless it's extreme cold, I will be grafting these onto a small tree in the grove, and we'll just have to wait to see if these scions, any of them, produce an interesting fruit. So those are the two exceptions to grafting in the winter, grafting mangoes in the winter. Most of my grafting is going to be going to the things that are best grafted in the winter, and so these two exceptions take up a small amount of my time, but I will be grafting the sapodilla and canistel and all sorts of things in the coming month and a half.